Good evening, everyone. I hope things are audible to you. Let me check the audio right now. Yes. So, once again, welcome to another live session, the public live session on Vallath Kerala Set Revision. It's the 14th session right now. So, we have the participants in the YouTube live. So, top in the live chat, I can see five of you. Okay. Hope more people will join for this particular live. So, I hope you all guys know me. Mm, yes. So wait a second. I forgot to mute. Yes. We all guys know me, myself, Manubi. At least our regular students for Kerala Sit might have seen me right here. So yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Seeing your live chats, everything and all. So in the last sessions and all, you might have got enough orientation from the other tutors. So today I'll be covering few portions from the module Computer Literacy, which is almost aligning with UGC Net Unit 8. A lot of things are similar, so you might see similar questions. But you all know the syllabus, the focus areas, those who have attended our regular course on Kerala Set comprehensive online. So you already know about the focus areas, the complete syllabus. We have dealt a full course on this. Okay, for last few months we have taken a complete course. So with that things in mind, I think let's start the revision session for today. So from the area of computer literacy, I have prepared few questions. I hope you are all ready to attend all these questions. So without further delay, let's go to the first question. Okay, so you can respond to the answers in the chat box in the YouTube live. I will be tracking that. And I will be waiting for the answers. So please do make it fast. Okay, so because that will make the flow of the class easier. So here comes your first question. India's first indigenously developed petascale supercomputer. The name of India's first indigenously developed petascale supercomputer is what? The options Param Padma, B. Param Siddhi AI, C. Param Yuva, D. Anupam Sarvatra. So you can respond your answers in the chat box. So Lokesh, I think Raghav has been here anticipating that it's about the next class. I don't know whether he is here. So what about the other members? Yeah, I can see six members in the chat. You can respond to your answers in the chat box. Yes. Ramjev has responded option A. What about the others? As I can see your responses. You can make it fast. Yes. So the majority answer that I could see here is A. Parampatma. Let's see whether more options are here. Anyway, the answer for this question, the first indigenously developed petascale supercomputer is Param Siddhi AI. Okay, it's Param Siddhi AI. It's developed under National Supercomputing Mission. India's first petascale AI-linked supercomputer. That's the name of the supercomputer. Okay, the Param Siddhi AI is the name of India's first indigenously developed supercomputer. Okay, AI-linked supercomputer, and its speed, as you know, the speed of supercomputers are measured in floating point operations per second. Okay, that's the unit of the speed of supercomputers. So here, the speed of the supercomputer is 10 raised to 15 flops or floating point operations per second, and it was developed by CDAC, okay, in IIT Hyderabad in the year 2020. Okay, so in the top 100 list, it is ranked, And it aims, the National Supercomputing Mission that started in 2020 aims to build across 70 supercomputers across India. You can see in the explanation right here. This supercomputer was developed in November 2020. Okay, I hope you got the answer. Okay, I hope you are satisfied with the explanation. I think it's time for us to move on to the second question. Okay, so I can see Ram asking for the developing year. I have already explained that November 2020 Ram. Yes. Moving on to the second question. Which of the following statements about ABC is correct? You know what ABC means? So the ABC scores and all are quite mandatory for admissions and everything these days. So you know what ABC is all about. So we have got four options here. Option A, ABC stands for Academic Bank of Credits. B, it stores only bank transactions. Option C, it is unrelated to education. Option D, it's a cybersecurity tool. So question is, which of the following statements about ABC is correct? Yes. Yes, so the response that we are getting, so one of you has responded option A. What about the others? Here are how the result of India UGC net they haven't released. After the NEET issue, India has completely gone like silent against everything. And even the answer key that they have proposed, the answer key will be released in 5 days or something, which we are still waiting. Okay, they say that answer key will be released soon. Even answer key is not available. So without answer key, we don't even know when the results might be arriving. Without the result, we might not know when the next exam will be happening. Some of them moved to the Supreme Court regarding the case, but the court postponed it to November actually, which we cannot wait. So let's see whether anything will happen. Okay. So in the current question, ABC. We already know one statement is already correct. It stands for Academic Bank of Credits. What is Academic Bank of Credits? It is completely related to education because the degrees that we achieve and obtain, everything has got its own credits. The kind of online courses that you do, okay, that also occupy a particular number of credits. Okay, so that credit score, okay, so Mm, that's English pronunciation. Okay. So the credit score is something related, is what we call by the name ABC. Okay. So we can exempt, it is unrelated to education. This option that we can exempt, this might not be the answer. And this is a true statement. It's not a cybersecurity tool at all. Okay, it's just a credit score related to education, and it has nothing to do with bank transactions. So, of course, only one statement is correct here. So, in that sense, okay. So, what is the answer? Yes, ABC stands for Academic Bank of Credits. It is linked to flexible academic credit management in higher education. Okay. So it's related to higher education, nothing related to bank transactions. Okay. Okay, so thank you for the compliment, Ram. So we are moving on to the third question. Now, which of the following is the correct code for the components of internet email system? Components of internet email. So when you get questions like this, first thing that you have to do is understand the question, understand from which module that this question is being asked. Of course, the unit and the module. When you say email, computers, everything, this is from computer literacy part. And of course, in computer literacy, which module? It's about protocols, internet protocol area. So internet protocol, what all things that you know? You know from right from HTTP to FTP, SMTP, all things that you know. So which of the following is the correct code for the components of internet email system? SMTP for sending, POP3, IMAP for receiving. It says, SMTP stands for what? If you know that. POP3, SMTP, POP3, Post Office Protocol version 3, DNS, SMTP. What are all these things? What are all these things for? HTTP, FTP. FTP is File Transfer Protocol that you all know. So question is, which is the correct for code for the components of internet email system? Okay, some of you said A, some of you said D, some of you said B. Okay, let's analyze each of your responses. Option A says SMTP for sending, POP3 or IMAP for receiving. Okay, so SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It is responsible for sending emails. POP3 means Post Office Protocol version 3. IMAP means Internet Message Access Protocol. Okay, so that is for the receiving end. Okay, so that makes a proper match. POP3, as I told you, it's for receiving. Like you can access internet messages even when you're offline. Okay, so that's where this POP3 or IMAP protocols work. So it has nothing to do with sending emails. Okay, and SMTP, as I told you already in the explanation for the first option, it is for sending emails, not for receiving. DNS stands for domain naming system, like .com, .in, .net, .edu. These are all domains. Okay, so that domain naming system is something that we call by the abbreviation DNS. It has nothing to do with internet protocols. Okay, so that option doesn't lie. That's instant. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Okay, it is for developing web pages and not for sending emails. FTP is for file transfer protocol, not for receiving email. It's just file transfer. When you send media files over your WhatsApp or even through email, FTP facilitates all the functions for the same. So it has nothing to do with email. So answer for this question is option A. Okay, so that's our explanation for the question. SMTP for sending emails, POP3 and IMAP for receiving the mails and all. Okay, so this is a proper match for this particular question. So I hope I have answered your question. I hope you are free of any kind of doubts. Okay. So it's time for us to move on to the third question. The abbreviation for VoIP. I think every one of you can answer this question. VoIP. So the VoIP that you all use in your smartphones. So what is VoIP? I think I can have more right answers for this question. VoIP. What's the purpose of VoIP? VoIP stands for. Am I waiting responses? Because you're all using your smartphones with 4G, more than 4G internet connections. So definitely you will be able to answer this question. Above 4G call is facilitated by VoIP. It stands for, yes, Voice over Internet Protocol. It enables voice communication and multimedia sessions over IP networks or internet protocol networks, such as internet using that is replacing traditional phone call systems. Okay, so WhatsApp calls are VoIP actually. Okay, voice over internet protocol. Even those who use Geo SIM, they are all doing their calls by using VoIP. Okay, so that's the answer for this question. Moving on, again about shortcut keys. So part of computer literacy the module. There's a module regarding keyboard shortcuts. So if you know about keyboard shortcuts, the question is in MS Word, which shortcut is commonly used to open the replace dialog box? Find and replace. I hope you know about it. So is that Control F, Control G, Control K, or Control H? Okay, Control. First, you press the control button and you press something for getting the replace dialog box. So, which is the shortcut for getting replace dialog box? Now, which one pops up for find option? You all are using computers, so you are quite familiar with the shortcut for find option. Then, what is for replace option? Those who have watched the movie Three Idiots know how find and replace can create a kind of chaos. The Chatur Ramalingam speech. So there, Rancho is doing that replace option with some words. So what is the shortcut? Not control F. Control F is for find and control H is for replace. Okay. So when you press control F, it will search for a kind of word that you have entered. It will not replace. It only finds the word. But control H gives you two options: find and then replace. Okay. So instead of June, you have to replace July in the entire document. Instead of June, you have to edit and replace it with July. So you can just use Control H. In the find portion, you can enter June. In the replace area, you can just enter July. So the entire document will be re-edited in a way that the entire June will be replaced as July. Okay, so this is how the replace function works. Okay, so Control H enables replacing all the similar finds. Okay, so this is the explanation for the question. I think, yeah, two of you have got that right. Okay, so nothing to do with Control G actually. So Control K is to insert a hyperlink. Okay, so that is not the answer. So we are moving on to next question. This question was asked on Kerala Set July 2024. I hope Kerala Set aspirants have joined for the session. Yes. So the Kerala Set July 2024 a question has been asked. A comprehensive initiative that unifies digital, online, on-air education to enable multi-mode access to education is called what? A. Diksha. B. Nishtha. C. Swayam. D. PME Vidya. Comprehensive initiative that unifies digital or online or on-air education to enable multi-mode access to education. This was a question from directly from the examination. So what will be the answer? Yes, is that Diksha platform? You know what Diksha platform is used for? Diksha, Swayam, PME Vidya, everything that you all know. Yes, it is PME Vidya. PME Vidya is used to facilitate multimodal education access. Okay, so it can facilitate like on-air education where you facilitate the Swayam Prabha channels and everything together. Swayam, okay, the Swayam and all everything comes under PME Vidya project. Okay, so that is the answer for this question. Okay, so Swayam and Diksha and all everything comes under this project. Okay, now moving on. Identify the incorrect expansion from the following. Incorrect expansion. So you have a module called abbreviations in computer literacy. So there you have to find the incorrect expansions. So in the incorrect expansions, you have URL, Uniform Resource Locator, ISP, Internet Service Provider, FTP, File Transfer Protocol, HTML, Hyperlink Text Markup Language. So which one among this is the incorrect expansion? The options, choose the correct code. A only, B and C only, D only, A and D only. So which one is the incorrect combination? So have to know about all the abbreviations first place. And from the abbreviations, yes, this is the incorrect one. The D, sorry, A is that C. Yes, URL Uniform Resource Locator, that's right one that you all know. ISP stands for, you all have ISPs in your phones. A mobile operator that gives you internet. They are called ISPs or internet service providers. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol that we have already dealt in the last question. HTML, Hyperlink Text Markup Language. Does that make sense? Is that an incorrect or correct expansion for? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, not Hyperlink Text Markup Language. Okay, so option 3, D only is the answer. Okay, option 3, yes, Shyam. Option 3D only is the answer. Okay, so HTML is hypertext markup language, not hyperlink text markup language. Okay, So hypertext markup language, as you know, is used to develop web pages. Okay, that's why whenever you open any web page, the link starts by HTTPS. In that manner, it goes. Okay, so HTTPS stands for secure. Okay, HTTPS double quotes backslash, then the name www dot the name of the web page, and everything it goes in that manner. So for developing web pages, it comes under HTTP, and HTML is the language used to develop web pages. Hypertext markup. If you have learned HTML, you know how to code, how to do the coding and everything, and how to develop the particular web page. Okay, HTTP facilitates the streaming of web pages. HTML helps the development of web pages. Okay, so this is the difference. Now, Kerala set January 2024 question again. The question is, the facility used to link one web page to another web page is called what? One web page being linked to another web page. So this facility is called as what? This question was asked in Kerala set January 2024. Best answers: protocol, IP address, interaction, hyperlink. Which is the answer? I think you have used this quite a while. Protocol, IP address, interaction, hyperlink. Which one is the answer? Linking one web page with the other. Yes, it's not protocol, it's hyperlink. You have seen this when you open Wikipedia. In Wikipedia, you have the entire contents being written on the web page. Certain words will be in blue letters. So when you just keep the mouse pointer near to those blue letters, you can see the pointer changes to that finger kind of thing. It shows that it's a link to a new web page. So if you are just browsing about British literature or like Puritanism, say for example, and immediately you see John Milton's name. So and John Milton's name written in blue letter. So once you keep your mouse pointer near John Milton, again you can see that that's a hyperlink to John Milton web page of Wikipedia. So one web page being linked to another. So that's why we call it hyperlink. Okay. So they are created by using HTML actually. So let's move on to the next question. Again, the name of the web page address. What do you call by the name link? Technically, what is it called? The address of the web page is technically called as what? Every one of you should answer this. Every one of you should answer this. What is the answer for this question? I think every one of you can answer this. It's such a simple question that you have already discussed a lot. Yes. No, no, no. Come on. Yes, yes, yes. Correct, correct. Uniform resource locator. Okay. So all over the world, this link will be applicable. It's uniform all over the world. Okay. So uniform resource locator or URL is the name of the web page address. The entire address of the web page that you call technically as URL. Okay. It also specifies the location of the resource, the domain, the protocol, everything will be included there. So URL is the name of the web page. Technically, it's called URL. Okay. Yes. Now moving on to the next question that is about the chronology. Okay. In the context In the context of secondary storage, which of the following correctly arranges the given storage media in the decreasing order of the access speed? Okay. So in the context of secondary storage, you know what secondary storage is all about. We have discussed that in the regular class. What is primary memory? What is secondary memory? That we have already talked about in detail in our full course. So there we told you that secondary storage is comparatively slower than the primary storage. Even within secondary storage, the clock speed differs in various other devices. So SSD or solid state drive, hard disk drive, optical disk, magnetic tape. You know, when all these things have evolved, so according to the clock speed, which of the following correctly arranges the given storage media in the decreasing order of data access speed? So says that the fastest one should come first, then it will go down to the slowest one. So which is the answer? As you all know, the latest technology in all our laptops comes with a flash memory. Which is a flash memory? The flash memory is SSD, solid state drive. Meanwhile, our old laptops come up with hard disks. Okay, so hard disk drive. But SSDs are costlier than hard disks. That's why the storage of laptops are lower than the old ones in the particular budget. Okay, because SSD is costly, it is flash drive, no moving parts, but HDD has moving parts. Okay, so SSD is fastest, then comes HDD, then comes optical disk. Magnetic tapes are used in the second generation of computers way back in 1950s or something. Okay, so that's the oldest technology. So what will be the answer? Yes, A is the answer. Okay, SSD has no moving parts, so that is the fastest. HDD use spinning platers. CD is lesser due to reading mechanics, and magnetic tape is the slowest. Okay. Now, from January 2023, this question has been asked in the ascending order of the units of memory. Arrange in the ascending order of the units of memory. Units of memory, you have heard about KB, MB, GB, such kind of things. So that is a good question right here. So arrange them in the ascending order of the units of memory. Is it working fine? Yes. So ascending order, what it will be? Yes. The lowest one is, yeah, nibble, bit, everything that you know. 8 bits making 1 byte, 1024 kilobyte making 1 megabyte. That goes all the way. Sorry, 1024 bytes make 1 kilobyte. 1024 kilobytes make 1 megabyte. 1024 megabytes make 1 gigabyte. 1024 gigabyte making 1 terabyte. So what will be the option? Yes, that is the ascending order. So the smallest one is kilobyte among the options given here. Smallest one is kilobyte, largest one is terabyte. So which is the answer? Yes, option B is the answer. Okay. So I hope I have explained the question. Yes. Now moving on to the next question. That's a match the following question from July 2024. Here comes the list. Interactive education, cloud storage, content portals, and FOSS at the left-hand side. Netscape, Linux, Google Drive, Google Classroom at the right-hand side. So match them together. Which among uh, the things in the list two is the software for interactive education, and which stands for cloud storage, which is a content portal, and which is a free open source software. Free and open source software, that's FOSS stands for. So as you know, yes, We have free and open source software is Linux that you all know, right? So yeah, that's the simplest way to find the answer. D2. You have an option D2. Yes, you have two options D2. Have two options D2, unfortunately. So you have to check for other options. So which is that? Interactive education is at Google Classroom. Maybe. So A4 D2. Oh, again, bad luck. Then cloud storage and content portal. Cloud storage is Google Drive that you all know. So B3 also that you have to look at. A4 B3 C1 D2. Is there any option like that? Yes. The answer is option C. Okay. Yes. So moving on to next question. In MS Word, which feature automatically corrects commonly misspelled words as you type based on a built-in and customizable spell check? So MS Word you all might have used. So the spell checking facility that you already know about, correcting the facility and all that you all know about. Yes, is that spell check or auto text or autocorrect or grammar check? Which one is the answer? Yes, which is the answer? Yeah, it is autocorrect. Okay, that replaces misspelled words. The if you type TH, it just gives you THE. Okay, so that is the answer. Yes. So moving on to the last few questions. The default file extension of an Excel 2016 worksheet is called. When you save any worksheet in MS Excel, it is saved in which format? That is the question. When you save any files in MS Excel, the file extension is saved in which format? .docx, .xlx, .pptx, .xlsm. So Excel sheet, which format? Yes. .docx applies with Word. It's MS Word, it is saved, so that might not be the answer. .pptx, it's for PowerPoints. Is that XLSX or XLSM? Yes. Yes, Shyam, you are right. The answer for this question is option B, XLSX. Okay. So coming on to the last few questions. This is a question from Kerala set to 2024. The most commonly used icon for Linux software. Icon for Linux software. Is that Next the Penguin? Is that Larry Bird? Is that Golden Eagle? Or is that a sparrow? Next the Penguin, Larry Bird, Golden Eagle, Sparrow. Which is that icon used for Linux? Yes. The answer for the question is this is the icon for Linux. What is this? Yes, it is a penguin. It is named Tux. So Tux the penguin is the answer. Okay, Tux the penguin is the answer. So moving on, which government initiative by the government of India provides 24 by 7 DTH satellite TV channel? So Initiative by Government of India providing 24 by 7 DTH satellite TV channel. This question was asked in 24 Karnataka set actually. Karnataka set question this is. Shodh Ganga, Swayam Prabha, Shodh Sindhu. Shodh Ganga, Swayam Prabha, Shodh Sindhu. These are the options given. So which government initiative by Government of India provides 24 by 7 DTH satellite TV channels? 24 by 7 DTH satellite TV channel. So one thing that you are quite sure about is it's not Swayam because it's an online facility. Shodh Ganga is for research purposes. That's a reservoir of thesis. Okay. Shodh Sindhu provides software for universities and kind of things. So like Shodh Sindhu purpose for the resources, e-resources for research and all Shodh Sindhu. So the answer for this question, of course, it is Swayam Prabha. Okay. If internet is unaffordable to students from various backgrounds. So Emprapha serves the purpose. So option C is the answer. Now, the last question. Which of the following are not the examples of cybersecurity threats? Internet phishing, ransomware, defragmentation, denial of service attack. So, which of the following are the examples of cybersecurity threats? Is that internet phishing? Is that ransomware? Or is that defragmentation? Or is that denial of service attack? Yes. Internet phishing that you already know, someone claiming to be a genuine person and they are trying to get all the data or loot money from you. So that's a cybersecurity threat. Okay, so this is a cybersecurity threat. Ransomware is when kind of softwares, the software is being installed in your phone, suspicious software is being installed in your phone. So they take away all your data and they try to blackmail you, claiming some kind of ransom. Okay, so that's a cybersecurity threat. Denial of service attack is also there, where some kind of software might not respond. Okay, that may be hacked. Okay, so due to such things, we have the denial of service. We have discussed about this in our class, a regular class in detail. What is defragmentation then? Defragmentation is when your computer does any kind of processes in order to allocate the memory. Okay, if your device is running out of memory, the computer will store the data storing process in various slots, okay, various blocks inside your memory units. But fetching these files all at once when it is really needed, it's a tough task. So that will make your device slower. Okay. So defragmentation, doing defragmentation will stitch all those blocks together, corresponding blocks together. Okay, so that will improve the speed of your device. Okay, so that's not a cybersecurity threat. Okay, so option C is the answer. Okay, so defragmentation is a disk maintenance utility. Okay, it's done by utility software. Okay, it reorganizes the fragmented data on a hard drive. It's not a security threat. Okay, and to conclude, we have a question from Kendriya Vidyalaya School's PRT exam. One of the popular online payment methods, UPI. What's the full form of UPI? What's the full form of UPI? That's the last question for the day. Full form of UPI is that Unified Payment Interface or a United Payments Interchange, Universal Payments Interchange, Uninterrupted Payment Interface. What's the full form of UPI? Yes. So this question will conclude the session. Please answer that immediately. We have closed in 15 minutes. Yes. What's the full form of UPI? Yeah, UPI stands for Unified Payments Interface. Option 1 itself is the answer. It's a real-time payment system supported by NPCI. Even NPCI can be asked as a question. NPCI stands for National Payments Corporation of India. NPCI stands for National Payments Corporation of India that allows users to link multiple bank accounts to a single mobile application. Okay, it is facilitated by using virtual payment address VPA. Okay, you all have a VPA of your own. Okay, if you are using Google Pay, you might have your username along with OK SBI, OK Axis, OK ICICI. But if you are using Phone Pay, you have at YBL, such kind of thing might be there. YBL, or if it's Amazon Pay, it's APL, at APL might be there. So these are all the things. Unified Payments Interface. Okay, so it works with the help of VPA, is facilitated by NPCI. Okay, so that marks the end of today's session. Do you have any kind of doubts or anything, anyone? I hope the purpose has been served. Okay, we have discussed a lot of things today. Just quite random. The session is titled a booster revision. Okay, rapid revision need to be taken place at this time. That's why I'm just rushing through all the points. We have done very detailed like classes in our regular courses. So the current sessions for all the current exams, you can avail our full course where we have very detailed classes about all these things that we have discussed in the current session. And we have more things, okay, more questions and more details about everything that we have discussed so far. So hope to see you in the coming sessions, and hope that if comes around the corner, you can prepare well for the session. Okay, so hope that I have a few more sessions left. So I'll see you again in the next session. So thank you everyone for your patient listening. So that marks the end of today's session. So good night, everyone. Have a great day. Okay, good night, Sham. Good night, and everyone who are there in the YouTube live, and those who are cooperated. Thanks to technical team for being here. So thank you, everyone. See you again.